Ladies and gentlemen, allow me today not to follow the protocol and call you a title, but simply call you dear friend. This is my last speech, and you will no longer suffer in the future. I will allow myself to a bit longer than usual. Let me first thank you for coming, so many, and some of you from far, to attend this farewell cocktail. Before describing the emotion I feel after 9 spring, not 9 winters, I would like to start with 2 anecdotes. One concerning my arrival in 2006, and the other concerning my departure. When I presented my letter of credential in 2006 to Mme Michaëlle Jean, I arrived at Rideau Hall, and I was impressed by the number of Canadian television and journalists who were at the entrance. And I was really thought that I was someone important, as many media. When I got inside the building and met the chief of protocol, I told him how surprised I was about the media interest in me. And he said, I remember, you know, Malcolm. You are probably talking about news TV that are out there. Because today we have a new Premier Minister named Stephen Harper. The same day, January 26, 2006. Since this day, I learned to be more modest in our function as a diplomat. The second anecdote concerned the visit of my Minister of Foreign Affairs last October. You remember Mr. Amanas was invited by Mr. Baird. So I hosted the reception at the Chateau Laurier for ambassadors and Canadian friends, some of whom are here in this room tonight. I have to tell you, Mr. Minister, that we formed a long time ago a group to play tennis every Saturday morning. So when I introduced my friend, the ambassador of Haiti, he said, Mr. Minister, I play tennis with your ambassador. Shortly after, it was the ambassador of Peru. He said, Mr. Minister, I play tennis with your ambassador. Later, it was the ambassador of Morocco. Then my friend Paul Durand, he's here, and Robert Colette. And I was starting to feel uncomfortable. And I ran to other ambassadors and tell them, please do not tell him that you play tennis with me. He will think that is the only activity I do here in Ottawa. But unfortunately, someone out there was able to tell him the same thing. And he received this following response from my minister. If I understand correctly, Mr. Benamara, he could have a great career as a tennisman after his career as ambassador. So now, Mr. Minister, you know why a month later he called me to return to Algiers. And I suspect my friend to be at the origin of the plot. Because I often won them in tennis. Mais c'est juste une blague. Je dois faire encore beaucoup d'efforts pour être à leur niveau. N'est-ce pas, Monsieur Ferry de Kerkhoff? Now, after this story, I will be a bit more serious to tell you that I am living with a mixed feeling of satisfaction for the accomplished work, but also a sadness for leaving many friends I have met since my arrival, not only here in Ottawa, but from around the provinces and cities of Canada. Sense of satisfaction for the achievement at the bilateral level, including the visit paid by the Governor-General, Mme Michaëlle Jean in 2006, the former Foreign Minister, Mr. Laurence Caron in 2011, and the Minister John Baird in 2013. I would like to add the 2 visits paid by President Bouteflika by the invitation of Mr. Harper to the Francophonie Summit in 2008 in Quebec City, and the G8 Summit in 2010 in Muskoka. The creation of a bilateral consultation mechanism, the Algerian-Canadian co-chair of the Sahel Working Group, and the existence of very strong economic cooperation, making Algeria among the largest partners of Canada in Africa and Arab world. Finally, I want to highlight the presence of a strong and active community of Canadians from Algerian descent, particularly in Quebec, and the signing of an air agreement connecting Montreal to Algiers with 1 flight per day during the summer. Je suis particulièrement content de cette ligne aérienne qui relie directement Alger à Montréal et qui aide beaucoup la communauté algérienne et qui a été conclue, je tiens à le préciser, grâce à l'aide de monsieur le ministre Laurence Cannon lorsqu'il était ministre des Transports et grâce à l'aide de monsieur John Baird. As Arab Dean, with the assistance of my colleague Arab ambassadors, we have tried to show the best image of our region despite some troubled context. I kept in my memory the gala event in June 2013 to celebrate for the very first time the excellence of Canadians with Arab descent. Beyond the satisfaction of accomplished work, I still feel a lot of sadness to leave a country that will remain forever in my memory. It must be noted that I am considered, as we say in law, in French, un récidiviste, as I was already working in Ottawa as a young diplomat in the late 80s. Il y a des amis dans cette salle que j'ai connus en 1987. Je tiens à souligner la présence de M. Yann Watson et aussi de Michel Souden qui est venu de Montréal, que j'ai connu en 87. Et je souhaite une très bonne santé au sénateur Prudhomme qui devait être là parmi nous mais qui aujourd'hui est malade. So, I would have spent 12 years in Ottawa, which represent 40% of my career as a diplomat. And I will keep some beautiful images with me, such as the unforgettable trip in the north and the Arctic, and the visit of Eureka Station, Yellowknife, White Horse, Nunavut, Churchill Bay, and so on. A sunset on Vancouver Island, the city of Quebec during Christmas, the Niagara Falls in July, and of course the fireworks of Canadian National Day on 1st July in Ottawa. Enfin, comment oublier le Canada et les matchs de hockey et l'ambiance dans les arénas ou le goût de les queues de castor sur le canal Rideau à moins de 30 degrés. I would like to take this opportunity to thank all those who assisted me in accomplishing my task by facilitating me my action among the old and the new ministers, parliamentarians, senior officials, fellow from the Canadian Ministry of Foreign Affairs, businessmen, academics, and of course my previous and current friend from the diplomatic corps, and particularly the Arab ambassadors, the African ambassadors, and also Ottawa Diplomatic Association, and of course the tennis group. I would like also to thank the staff of the embassy, diplomats and local employees who worked hard and sometimes under pressure to face the challenge and contribute in the success of our mission. We formed a real team. Thank you. Finally, I would like to conclude with mentioning the support of my family, my children, Idir, Salim and Soraya, and my spouse Hasna, who contributed with her smile and her kindness in large part in the success of my mission and the organization of our activities. I know she will leave also many friends here in Canada, and despite being very discreet, I would like to pay a public and well-deserved tribute to her. Thank you, Hasna. Merci pour tout ce que tu as fait pour représenter dignement la femme algérienne au Canada. I am living with the conviction that for some of you, we will meet again and we will be happy to welcome you in the airport of Algiers. Marhaban bikum, wassalamu alaikum, shukran, thank you very much.
I have to correct the record. What the minister really meant to say is that he thought after your course of tennis player you might make a good diplomat. Je dois dire que c'est nouveau pour moi, je ne comprends pas. C'est la première fois que j'ai entendu vous de faire un discours presque complètement en anglais. Je dois dire pour un anglophone comme moi, c'est toujours un plaisir d'entendre le français de l'Afrique. Les Africains parlent beaucoup plus lentement et énoncier beaucoup. Ça c'est très bien pour un anglophone de l'Ontario comme moi d'entendre et comprendre qu'est-ce que vous dire. So c'est un plaisir d'être parmi ici avec vous tous. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it's a real honor for me to be here. I'm not happy to be here. I want to be very clear about that because we're very sad that we're losing you from Ottawa. It will not be the same without you. I can say we have developed a really good relationship. Most of you will know I have a huge passion for the Arab world, and we had a fantastic visit to Algeria. I think before we left we already started planning the second visit, not just to find out more about Algiers, but to visit the south, because it's such an amazing place. And the ambassador, I'm not a shopper. I'm not someone who naturally gravitates to a souk or to a mall, but he took me to see so many artisans, so many artists, and I became enthralled with all things Algerian. And that's the single best thing that an ambassador can do to get you to love and appreciate everything about their home country. So I want to thank you for your friendship, for your leadership. We are sad to lose you, but I think this is a 2-for-1 deal, because now we will have 2 ambassadors from Canada and Algiers. I'll meet you there. Excellent. You'll be in the airport when I come back. But we again just appreciate all you've done for the relationship. This is one of our biggest trading partner in Africa, and the important relationships between the Algerian and Canadian community. We have seen our ties be strengthened, and they're on a good trajectory, going in the right direction. But I'm so pleased that I could be able to come and join all of your friends and dire une bonne adieu, et de dire qu'on va attendre votre visite dans l'avenir, et je vais attendre mon prochaine visite en Algérie pour continuer de renforcer l'amitié entre nos deux peuples et l'amitié entre nos deux gouvernements. C'est un plaisir d'être parmi ces avec vous tous. Merci beaucoup.
Merci beaucoup.